Alright, this one's been inspired by a late Boy Scout. He had a video on his channel recently where he came here to the spiral jetty. But this whole trip we've done more than just a spiral jetty. You come up to this thing, there's about 5 or 6 other things you ought to be seeing as well in northern Utah. This is part of the Promontory Point Golden Spike National Park, where you can see where the railroads met east and west. It's worth spending some time there. The ATK rocket testing facility is not too far with its little rocket park. And then we're gonna hit Hill Air Force Base. You're gonna see the museum there. Smith & Edwards is up here. Great store to go spend thousands of dollars and many hours wandering around. But yeah, that's what this whole video is gonna be, mostly for the family. See us taking a break away from the house remodel and doing a trip finally in the mighty burb. But yeah, here we go. What is this little thing? A separation motor. Come on, baby.
Quite a few beehives.
In there?
Well, like small ones.
Yeah.
There are bees in there?
Hives.
No, they're not dead.
So these motors, check this out. These little motors right here are all over this thing to separate it from the space shuttle.
Oh.
What are you saying, Peter? Do not climb into the nozzle. Oh my goodness, yeah. Mud daubers.
What?
Mud daubers.
What are those?
Specific type.
What do they do? That echoes.
That goes a long time.
Do it again.
Hello!
Do it again. Potato! Yeah! Yeah.
It echoes out. Yell into it.
Let go!
Lift him up to yell into it.
Let
Yep.
go!
Louder.
Let go! Ah!
Okay. Let go of my head. Let go of my head.
Ah! Ah!
That's fine. All those washboard roads have knocked off several things. One, a foot of the light bar came undone. Two, both fog lights lost one of the screws, and it's very handy to have an 11-year-old who can fit his arms up in there to actually get, because that's just a cap screw. I can hold the Allen wrench, and then he's got to get up there with his skinnier arms than mine to get the lock nut on. We're here at Smith and Edwards. If you're ever in northern Utah, this place is worth a stop. You getting it, Sean?
I've got it on.
Okay. Which combination of the socket is going to work best for you? You got to figure that out.
I think this one.
Okay, and then get it to where you can just tighten it down as much as you possibly can. So Smith & Edwards is a combination of everything store. Everything shooting, camping, hunting, surplus.
That fell out.
It fell off. Here's the washer.
Where's the nut then? Washer where?
Yeah, the washer's right here. Right here.
Right here?
Yep.
I'm gonna find the nut.
Where'd the nut go?
Wait, which way was this spinning?
Good question. Righty tighty, lefty loosey.
Wait, it's stuck in here.
Is it stuck in there? There you go.
I think I'm gonna...
Alright, I'm gonna shut this video off. We gotta make these repairs and then get on the road and get back home. But yeah, some rubber washers to stack the missing footer there like I've got in there. And we do that. But yeah, let's get this repaired and then we'll get back on the road. Alright, there we go, into this adventure. $6 at the quarter cranker car wash, and we're still a ton of the salt sand residue all over these tires. Probably take it to my favorite car wash on Monday, get it really cleaned off. But definitely after a trip like that, I want to make sure I hosed off the heck out of the bottom of it, trying to get all that salt and sand residue out of there. Don't want any corrosion problems. Yeah, those washboard roads did a number on these lights, but all you got to do is find your Ace Hardware. I still got to get a screw for that one. But yeah, Suburban did all right. For a day that hit the hundreds, we picked a heck of a day to go out there to the Salt Lake in the middle of the desert. But shoot, looks like I didn't get all the bugs. But it was a good trip. And it's definitely a trip. You know, you don't need a beastie Suburban like this. Most of those roads, they're national park roads. They're nice and graded. If you got a Toyota Highlander, you'll make it out there just fine. Plenty of minivans out there on that little road out to the Spiral Jetty. And if you're just going to go to the Golden Spike at Promontory Point, yeah, that's all paved out to there. But it's kind of fun to ride the old railroad grades, narrow little roads, and looking at those cuts and imagining what it would have been like to have to hew all that out of the rock by hand. You know, all those workers did all that by hand. But yeah, that's about where we're going to cut this adventure off. Give you some ideas of what you can do in northern Utah. You know, the rocket laboratory. We didn't hit Hill Air Force Base because by the time we got out, hit Smith and Edwards, they'd already closed, and we needed to make that repair there. So none of that. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Hope it was a fun trip for you. It was a fun trip for us. Good one for the family. Good way to get out of the house remodeling, get out and do something. Try to get these trips in as much as we can, but this summer with the house remodeling, it seems like that's just sucking up all our time, energy, effort, money, everything. So we needed a break today. Even though it was 100 degrees out there, we had to go. But now, looking up, I'm seeing storm clouds rolling in. It's cooling off by a good 20 degrees at least. It's back down to 80 probably. Still some snow up there in the high country. Well, yeah, thanks for following along with us. We'll catch you guys on the next trail ride we do. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.